You had your time, but it isn't now. Locker rooms talking, I need you to zip it now.
Complaining that Bryson was taking too long. He's taking too long to line up his shots. He's playing too long. Hey, if you're going to be a tattletale, get ready for the bully to come over and slap you one. So as much as I don't like, like this is petty. Let's just call it what it is. This is petty. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Brooks, you kind of started the fight. The guy, now here's the thing. Bryson's I'm going for the green on every shot. And he uses analytics. He literally sits there with his calculator. He's like, wind velocity, 5 omelets equals this trajectory, whatever. Brooks doesn't like it. He says, hey, I want to play fast. I on that end, as a golfer, I like what Brooks is saying. I like to play fast too. But on the other end, hey, whose fault is it? This is why they need to duke it out. One-on-one skins game. Forget Aaron. Forget Brady. Let these guys go at it. Money and mano, money and money.
Look, we're in the era of celebrity fights again, Mitch. I'm just saying, Triller.
Why not golf? They don't have to fight each other. Golf it. Skins game.
Or a no holds barred WWE match with the clubs. You can use the clubs as well. Yeah. An 18-hole cage match.
I like it. I like that. That's not bad. You know what?
It's better than a zombie lumberjack. It's better than a zombie lumberjack.
Way better than the zombie lumberjack. From there, my friend, let's jump over to the NBA really quickly. Rather than talk about all the games, let's quickly highlight one or two. Do you have a game you want to highlight? Do you want me to go first? What do you want?
You know what? Yeah, I'll go. I got it on cue. Look, the way I'm looking at things right now, I'm actually liking what I'm seeing in the NBA. I'm not going to highlight just one series. I'm actually going to talk about very quickly the whole landscape. Why, you ask? Because it's the first time in a long time that we're actually seeing a first round in the NBA that might go past 5 games. And a lot of games like that. So I'm actually been really excited to be able to watch some of these games. Like, look, I understand that Brooklyn, if we're trending, there's going to be a couple teams like Brooklyn and maybe Milwaukee that'll run through. Realistically, Brooklyn on paper is the team to beat right now. And I think what's going on. However, I've learned something about this NBA. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good teams. If you look in the case of a team like the Denver Nuggets, you miss one of those guys, you're in trouble. Doesn't matter if they get past the first round. That's not a championship winning team. Jokic can't do it himself. But I'm telling you, man, I'm actually excited for the first time in the NBA. 90% of round 1 is not 4-game sweeps.
Yeah. You know what? Good interpretation. I have to admit, I'll highlight one game and maybe two. I ended up watching the last quarter of the New York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks yesterday. So Trae Young had a big mouth after game 1 where they took over. And then the Knicks fans and the Knicks players all said, oh, really? Oh, okay. Let's see what you have to say about this. And you know what? It was nice to see the New York Knicks play. They ended up winning. They won by 9. Derrick Rose, ex-MVP, who's been around. He had a little bit of a mental illness situation. He's back. He was the leading scorer of the whole game with 26 points. There's something about when the New York teams, especially the New York Knicks in this case, are back in the playoffs and that atmosphere and the COVID, man, it was fun to watch. I really enjoyed it. Neither one of these teams will go far, but it was nice to see playoff basketball back in New York.
Especially the Knicks, Mitch. Especially
the Knicks. Man. There's something you got to kind of cheer for them. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. In the West, listen, man, as much as I want to make fun of Utah, I don't really want to talk about that series. Is Utah versus Memphis. Talk about the worst first round matchup of all time. Phoenix Lakers, I could easily sit on that one. Forget it. It's Dallas and the Clippers. Look, I was the first one to say it. I think the Dallas is too young. Luka is telling me right now, shut your mouth, Mitch. You don't know what you're talking about. Take your Winnipeg Jets because you're awesome there. But don't talk about my Mavericks because, dude, this kid is fire. He is unbelievable. I thought the Clippers would have learned their lesson from last year. They clearly are not. They're down 2-0. Man, Dallas and Luka are it's just fun to watch. If you get a chance, watch that game. It's really, really good. Really, really good series.
Mitch, what's the guy? 22?
That's what I'm saying, man.
This is what we're getting. at 22. And, if memory serves me correct, I don't think that Denver was the team, or excuse me, Dallas was the team that drafted this gentleman.
I believe. I'm sorry, that I don't know.
Yeah, I think you know what? I'll look it up here, but I'm almost positive that it was Atlanta that drafted this guy.
I think you might be right.
Right? Like, hold on, Doncic draft. I'm
draft it.
Positive.
Pick it up, and you know what? Wow, does Atlanta look like
Atlanta Hawks? Yes, they did. I knew they did in a few years ago. The Atlanta Hawks drafted. He was sent to Dallas. Now, this is going to be a good debate, Mitch, for Trae Young. Now, good move, bad move.
Well, look, they're both young. They both have a lot to prove. But as of right now, it's a bad move. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in this league that would say, and Trae Young's a MAGA, don't get me wrong, but no one's going to take Luka or Trae Young over Luka ever again. No way.
There's something to be said about some of these European players. If we look, now let's just take a look at the landscape for a sec, Mitch, of some of the top players in the NBA. You have Giannis from Greece, 2-time MVP. Here's a guy after LeBron James. He's the guy on the All-Star team. Okay.
Yeah.
Lighting it up. Who are the other? Jokic, Serbian. Doncic, Slovenian. Although Serbian, if you ask my father, it's a family touchy subject.
It's a thing.
Anyways,
hey,
I can't go there.
Walk away.
Look, he's Serbian. Okay. I just have to say it. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to come home single. Okay.
Hey, you'll find out later on another podcast why that's important.
But the reality is players from Europe.